animated drama on Julius Caesar. It is a tragedy, but you're gonna love it. Just stop and watch.
Sure. An English drama, Julius Caesar, written by William Shakespeare. The Assassination of Caesar. Playlet Act 3, Scene 1. Faith versus loyalty. Julius Caesar, the king of Rome, is once invited to the royal court by his ministers on the pretext of some talks on some royal affairs. He trusts them completely and goes to the royal court. But the ministers hatch a plan and kill him. The ministers politely talk to him, go close to Caesar, one by one, slowly but carefully. Speak politely to the Caesar and engage him on some talks, but stab him from his back. Thus, Caesar is killed by his ministers, whom he trusted a lot, never expecting his death. The characters are Sridhan as Julius Caesar, Tejas as Brutus, Jeevant as Mark Antony, Charan as Cassius, Pranav as Decius Brutus, Raghunandani as Decius Brutus, Sudarshan as Casca, Vijwal as Cinna, Vigneshwar as Publius, Harshit as Artemidorus, Sri Harshit as Servant, Vineet as Populus, and Viharika as the Soothsayer. So yeah, the drama starts like this. Playlet Act 3, Scene 1. Rome before the Capitol, the Senate sitting above. A crowd of people among the Artemidorus and Soothsayer. Flourish to the Soothsayer.
The ides of March have come.
I, Caesar, but not God.
Hail! Read this schedule.
Trebonius George desire you to overread at your best leisure this his humble suit.
Oh, Caesar, read mine first. For mine, with suits and touches nearer, Caesar. Read it.
What touches us ourselves shall be last served.
Delay not, Caesar. Read it instantly.
What is this fellow mad?
Sira, give place.
What urge? What urged me your petition? Go to the captain.
Caesar goes up to the Senate house, the rest following.
I wish your enterprise may thrive.
What enterprise?
Where you will.
What said Populus Lena? He wished today. I fear Look, Cassius, how he makes the Caesar. Mark him, Cassius. Casca, be certain, for we fear prevention. Brutus, what shall be done if this be Cassius will never back down, for I will stay. Cassius, be constant. Populus Lena speaks out of her purposes. For look, he smiled, and Caesar doth not change. Trebonius this time, for look you, Brutus. He draws Mark Antony out of the way.
Exeunt Antony.
Where is Metellus Cimber? Let him go, and presently prefer his suit to Caesar.
He is addressed Presneer and second him.
Casca, you're the first that raise your hand.
Cry, what is now Caesar and his senate must now redress.
Most high, most mighty, and most puissant Caesar, Metellus Cimber throws her by thy seat and humble heart.
I must prevent this, Simba. These couching sands lovely cut, fire the blood of ordinary men, and turn preordinance and first decree into the law of children. Be not fond to know that Caesar bears such rebel blood that will be thought from true quality. With that, meleth food, I mean sweet words. Low crook caught us base, the brother by him is banished. Was bent and pray and fought for him, and spun him like a dog. No Caesar does not wrong, not cause.
Is there no voice more worthy than my own? To sound more greatly in great Caesar's ear for the rebelling of my banished brother?
I kiss thy hand, but not in flattery, Caesar, desiring thee that Publius Cimber may have an immediate freedom of repale.
What? Brutus?
Pardon, Caesar, pardon. I fall to thy to beg enfranchisement for Publius Cimber.
I could be well moved if I was you. If I could pray to move, prayers would move me. But I am constant as a northern star, of whose quality is true and is fixed.
Oh, Caesar!
Hence, so lift up,
Great, Caesar!
but not Brutus, bootless kneel.
We can't on me.
Casca first, then the other conspirators and Brutus stab Caesar.
Then two Brutus, then four Caesar.
Dice.
Liberty, freedom, tyranny is dead. Romans, proclaim, throw it about the streets.
People and senators, be not affrighted. Fly not, stand still. Ambition's paid is debt.
Go to the pulpit, Brutus.
And Cassius too.
Where is Publius?
Here, what confounded with this criminal.
Stand fast together, lest some friends of Caesar should chance.
Talk not of standing, Publius, good cheer. Publius, there is no harm intended to you, nor to no Romanels. So tell them, Publius. And Antimus, Publius, lest the people thus should do your age some mischief.
Do so.
Do so, let no man abide this deed, but we, the doers. Where is Antony? He that took 20 years of life took fearing death. Grant that, and then is that a benefit? So are we Caesar's friends that have upright his time of fearing death. Stoop, Romans, stoop! Let us wash our hands in Caesar's blood up to the elbows and besmear our swords in his blood, showing our red weapons o'er our head. Let's all cry, peace, freedom, and liberty! And wash. How many children we acted over in states unborn and accents yet unknown? How many times shall Caesar bleed in sport that no unformed face basis lies along, no worthier than dust? Recall the men who gave the country liberty.
What shall we forth?
What shall we forth?
I, lead. Brutus shall lead with his most graceful heels and the boldest and best hearts of the room.
Enter a servant.
Soft, who comes here? A friend of Antony's?
Thus, Brutus, did my master bid me kneel. Thus did Mark Antony bid me fall down. And being prostrate, thus he bade me say, Brutus is noble, wise, valiant, and honest. Caesar was mighty, bold, royal, and loving. Say, I love Brutus, and I am honored him. Say, I feared Caesar, honored him, loved him.
Thy master is a wise and valiant Roman. I never thought him worse, so tell him to come on to this place. He should be satisfied and by my honor depart untouched.
I fetch him presently.
I know that we shall have him like a friend, right? I wish we may, but I have a mind which still fears him, and my misgiving still falls shrewdly to the purpose. But here comes Antony.
Re-enter Antony.
Welcome, Mark Antony.
O mighty Caesar, those though lie solo, are all the conquests, glories, triumphs, shrunk to this little measure. Fare thee well. I know not, gentlemen, what you intend. Who else must be let bled? Who else is rank? If I myself, there is no hour so fit as Caesar's death hour, nor no instrument that is worth half of your swords may reach with the most noble blood of all this world. I do beseech you, if you bear me hard, no wise your purpled hands to reek and smoke. Fulfill your pleasures, live 1,000 years. I shall not find myself so apt to die. No place will please me, so no mean of death, as here by Caesar, and by you cut off the choice and master spirits of this age.
Oh, Antony, beg not your death of us, though now I must appear bloody and cruel. This is the present act, and this is the bleeding business they have done to Caesar. You see, our hearts, they are so pitiful to the general wrong of Rome, and Antony.
Your voice shall be as strong as any man's voice in the disposing of the dignities, Brutus.
Only be patient till we have appeased, and the multitudes of fearing of death. I will explain the cause of Caesar's death. Why I? Didn't I love Caesar when I struck him? Have thus proceeded?
I doubt not your wisdom.
I doubt not of your wisdom. Let each man render me his bloody hand. First you, Marcus Brutus, yes, will I shake with you? No, Caius Cassius, do I take your hand? Now you, Decius Brutus, my valiant Casca, yes, my last in love, my good Betelus, yes. Gentlemen, all, alas, what shall I say? Gentlemen, what shall I say? My credit stands on such slippery ground that one of two bad ways you must concede me, either a flatterer or a coward. Pardon me, Caius Cassius, the enemies of Caesar shall say this. Then, friend, it is a cold modesty.
I blame you not for praising Caesar so, but what compagment do you have? Will you be pricked in number of our friends, or shall we leave you and move on?
Therefore I took your hands, but was indeed swayed from the point by you looking down on Caesar. Friends, am I with you all and love you all, and upon this hope you shall give me reasons why and wherein Caesar was dangerous.
Or else, were this a savage spectacle? That reasons are so full of good regard, Mark Antony, that for you, Antony, the son of Caesar, you must be satisfied, right?
That's all I seek, and am moreover a suitor that I may produce his body to the marketplace and in the pulpit as becomes a friend. Speak in order of his funeral.
You shall, Mark Antony.
Brutus, a word with you.
Aside to Brutus.
You don't know what you do. Do not consent that Mark Antony speak in his funeral. Won't the people mind be moved by what he will utter?
By your pardon, I'll go to the pulpit first and show the reason of Caesar's death. What he shall speak, I'll protest. He speaks by leave and by permission, and it shall advantage us more than do us wrong.
I don't know what may fall. I like it not.
Mark Antony, here take your Caesar's body, but not in your funeral speech blame us, but you can speak all good you can of Caesar, and you're speaking by leave and by permission, and you shall speak in the pulpit where I am going to speak first, and after my speech is ended.
Be it so, I desire and do more.
Prepare the body and then follow us.
Exeunt all but Antony.
Oh, pardon me, bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with his butchers. Thou art the ruins of the noblest man that ever lived in the tide of times.
Enter a servant.
You say Octavius Caesar, do you not?
I do, Mark Antony.
Caesar did write for him to come to Rome.
He didn't receive his letter and is coming, and did we say by word of mouth. Oh, Caesar.
Thy heart is big, get thee apart away. Passion I see is catching from mine eyes. Mine eyes, seeing those beads of sorrow stand in thine, began to water. His time after coming,
He lies with 7 leagues of rope.
push back with speed, tell him what has chanced. There is a mounting room, a dangerous room, no room of safety for Octavius yet. Hie hence and tell him so. Yet stay a while, thou shalt not back till I have borne this course into the marketplace. There I shall try in my oration how people take this cruel issue of this bloody man. According to which we shall discourse to Octavius of the state of things here. Lend me your hand.
Exeunt everyone. Everybody moves to the funeral body with the body. Moral of Playlet Act 3, Scene 1. Not all smiling faces are honest, not the faithful friends are true. This was a simple attempt of 9th and 10th grade students to put before you the days of 44 BC era. Hope you liked it. Thanking you, 9th and 10th grade students.